Hey guys, welcome back to the Strictly Personal Podcast. We're on episode 10, and today it's just gonna be me, John, and Austin. We're fucking doing it again.
Heck yeah.
Hope you guys like fucking watching us talk about fucking nothing for an hour and a half.
Well, it hasn't been nothing every time.
That's true. Yeah, we've had some good ones.
Yeah,
we
we've
had some
definitely
good.
had
Dude,
some
last week
bangers.
we were fucking sweating. That's what was happening last week.
Yeah.
It was fucking
Way too hot.
6 people, 5 people squished up on the fucking table.
Record heat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you guys run into anything like crazy in the record heat on that Monday?
No, just a lot of tires blown up, you know?
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
some normal shit
Yeah,
in
normal
Washington
shit,
Yeah. I got a buddy that got heat exhaustion.
that day.
So he's I think it was either Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But he's like an electrician that works on
Oh.
like refrigerators and freezers and stuff like that. Like in I don't know if he actually picked up the contract, but he was talking about like McDonald's. He was
Mhm.
gonna do like their ice cream machines and stuff like that, or
Oh,
like
and
their
fix
freezers
'em?
or something. Yeah, I guess. I
He
was like,
fucking
hey, man,
failed at his job.
everybody's gonna hate you, bro. But yeah, I don't know, stuff like that. And I think he was probably just like overworked,
Yeah.
and it was like really hot, so everybody was like, "We need our shit."
I've done
fixed, and then
Yeah, I've done a little bit of like electrician stuff, and yeah, you get into some space and you're like, damn, you come out, you're drenched, you're like, oh fuck, God, this is fucking hot in here. Like, yeah, I can imagine in a fucking McDonald's, fucking hot as shit.
Yeah, with like a grill and
Yeah,
stuff
running, and
yeah,
you're like,
fuck
well,
that.
I'm just gonna die. Like,
Even like a pizza place with a pizza oven going.
yeah,
Oof.
and in 100-degree outside,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't even want to go outside
Yeah.
to like. There's no cooling off outside. There's
Yeah, no.
there's dying in the oven or dying by the sun, and it's
Right.
like neither of them are good. I heard like on 100th Street in Lakewood, people like the fucking asphalt was getting pulled up.
yeah.
from
Adrian
tires.
said dudes were out there lighting blunts off the blacktop.
Really? I don't know if he's lying or not.
Yeah, I don't know, if
but
that's
I could
real.
definitely see that happening.
I did have a classmate cook a meal on just like outside. Like he just like used the heat of like I don't know,
Dude,
like
that's
concrete
sick.
or whatever.
Honestly, if
Yeah.
you brought a cast iron pan or something
Yeah.
out there and you cracked some eggs,
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
he
that'd
did.
be
God damn it,
freaking cool.
we should have did that.
I think he did bacon too.
we
I
should
could
have
be-
just did like a short video, like a 5-10 minute video, like making breakfast in the hot ass sun, and just, dude,
'Cause it's rare for this area to get that hot.
it's
and-
never happened.
Yeah.
That
It
was
has
definitely
never
a record
happened.
on that
Dude,
day,
I
yeah.
I was reading that like places like Dallas and LA and stuff have never gotten that hot either.
Damn.
Yeah, because like where my brother lives, he lives pretty much in LA. I mean, like, I don't know. To me, it's LA because it's all like that whole area is kind of like LA to me, even though it's technically like
Yeah,
you know, there's like Santa Monica and whatever. But like if you look at a map, it's like
LA.
that area is like
Yeah.
LA, you know.
Yeah.
But like where he lives, it doesn't usually get anything over like 100.
Yeah.
But then you go like you know a number of miles inland, and then
Mhm.
it's like 110 regularly.
Yeah,
So
so that's like crazy to think about. You're like, oh yeah, California, Texas, those places should be hot, right? No, it's never been as hot as fucking Washington on Monday that last week.
Well, and something that was interesting for me was going from Texas heat, because I literally, the week before that heat wave or whatever here,
Mhm.
I was in Texas. And so going from Texas heat, which is very dry and
Sure.
like different, and it feels like more like a warm hug.
Mm-hmm.
And then like coming back up here, it's very
Heavy,
humid.
like-
And dude, it feels like you're under a magnifying glass
Yeah.
here. Like it feels a lot different. Like
Mhm.
I almost prefer, because Texas, it didn't get as hot, but it still got pretty hot. It was 108 the second day that I was there.
Yeah.
And even that, like, what was bearable compared to what we experienced here on Monday.
Mhm.
Like, that was brutal.
Oh yeah, I didn't even leave this
Yeah.
this fucking room. I think I told a couple people, like, I was like, my dad pulled up and was like, oh, he had some groceries and stuff. He pulled up, backed up to the house, and like even then there was shade from my door to the car, and like he was like, here, come help me. And I took one step into the shade outside, and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like.
It was bad.
I was like, I'm not stepping in the sun.
No.
I'm literally gonna get an insta burn. Like, it's fucked.
It was hot.
That's crazy though. Like that. Oh yeah, but global warming's not a thing.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. What was I gonna say?
I feel like I was gonna say something too.
Yeah, I had something that I was going to talk about. Oh, did I? Yeah, I told you guys on the group chat, but like, I get this is like an update from the last. Did I of the dune buggy?
Yeah, you told.
Oh,
the
yep, you
story
told the
up-
I
story
told
on
the
the
first
last
part of the story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not, I didn't get the dune buggy back in that story, right?
No.
Yeah. So so this week, this is just the final half. I knew this motherfucker was gonna go back. He went back to the goddamn apartments. We get a fucking call. My dad calls me. He's like, "Hey, the dude, we have the dune buggy back. Like, your uncle's gonna bring it back to the house in a little bit." And I was like, "Yeah, this motherfucker's so dumb, so dumb." He went back to the apartments apparently. Then the security got called again, and they know it's fucking stolen. This
Mhm.
dude knows he like his girlfriend or whatever lives there, so it's like he went back there. The security went up and was like, "Yeah, you're not getting this back. Like, we're taking this." And I went over there, got in it, and I had to drive that bitch back. So now we have it back. A good
Sweet.
ending of the story. No one had to get shot.
Yeah.
No one had to get shot. But yeah. So
What if he comes back?
what? He's gonna get shot.
Oh.
That's different. He's gonna step on our property and like fucking steal some more shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. We're getting more security systems. So any fucking would be thieves on this fucking podcast, Adrian. Just kidding. We're gonna have shit. So yeah, it's gonna be fucking. We gotta fix it though, because he was painted like splotches of it are green, splotches of it are fucking gold. The rims are spray painted gold, like not even fully, because we took the trailer. All the
Right.
paint was in there, so like it was all splotchy. He
He
did
even
fucking
finished his paint job.
yeah. He didn't even finish. He didn't even like make it look nice for
No.
us when we got it back. No, and then a lot of like some of the lights were fucking broken on there, and like some of the more electrical, he like jury rigged more shit. There was fucking electrical tape holding the light bar on the top because this dude's a fucking idiot. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, we got it back. So good ending of that. So we were talking about like the Matrix a little bit ago,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and Austin had a question, and I was like, "Oh, let's just save it for the podcast."
Yeah. So you guys were talking about like
The red
if
pill
you
and the
were,
blue pill.
yeah, like, and I think Nakoa said something about like,
He was like, if my life was good enough in the
Yeah.
simulation or
Right.
whatever, I'd just take the blue pill or something like
yeah.
that.
So then I was gonna say, if you guys found out that we were in a simulation
Yeah.
and that you could leave it,
So like, how'd you find out? Like, is it just like generally like you found out, or like someone came up to you, or like you just realized, or some?
I mean, I don't know. That part isn't exactly relevant to my question.
Sure.
But that's a whole other, like, we could go into that,
Yeah,
I guess.
we
But,
got-
like,
Fuck it, this is the Matrix podcast right here.
I was just going to say, like, if you found out and you found out that you could leave,
hmm Do you know anything about the outside of the simulation, or is it just like you're just in a simulation, dude? Roll the dice.
That's a good question, actually, because that is really important.
That is pretty. Yeah.
I guess my sort of intuition when I was asking the question was like that not being in the simulation is better.
Okay. Okay.
That, like, there is a real world
Mhm.
outside of the simulation, and that you find out you're in a simulation and you could go to the real world.
Yeah, I feel like also like how long you spent in the simulation like affects your
Mhm.
judgment on that too. Because like if you're in the simulation for like 40 years and you're like, damn, I've been in this thing for 40 years. I got a wife, I got a kid, got kids and shit, and like I've been set up for like a while. And then like you learn about the simulation out or the outside, and you're like, do I really want to give up 40 years of my life to go out into the real world for you?
Plus, if you find out you're in a simulation, you know that you could just live out the rest of the simulation and then die in the simulation and go back to the real world.
Yeah,
I
and then
mean, I guess.
and then you might live longer in the simulation unless it's real time both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does. Yeah.
'Cause,
'Cause
like-
then it's like I would have already been in the simulation 25 years.
Yeah,
So,
But anyways, the actual question.
unless the time like outside the simulation, maybe it's like a video game. Like
Like
it's
it's
only like an
slower.
hour. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
slower out there, and then
Yeah.
inside the simulation, you're like, go ahead, Austin.
Yeah. Well, so the actual question was like, So
No,
you find out you're in a
there's
simulation.
no robot bitches outside of the simulation, Adrian.
I mean, like they're very.
We
well
know where
could
you're
be
going.
because, like,
I
if you're
mean,
building simulations, then like
That's
you know,
fair. That's fair.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, if in a world of simulations that take over the entire population of the human race, yeah, there's robot
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, there's definitely robot bitches.
But they could be in the simulation too. Someone could program them into the simulation.
Yeah, Adrian's real question is like, can I bounce to a different simulation where there's robot bitches everywhere? But no, so like you're in the simulation, you find out you can leave.
Yeah.
I guess we are assuming that like it would be better, like that you know that it's good to not be in the simulation. I guess.
Yeah.
Because my question was like, so if you found that out, what would be like the one thing that would keep you
In it.
staying here? Like this is a terrible example. It wasn't very well thought through, but my immediate thought that prompted me to ask the question was like, dude, coming feels amazing.
In the
And I was
simulation.
like, bro.
In the simulation.
Yeah, like
You're like, do
I
I,
could
really
see
want
somebody staying just for the nut. You
You're
know?
just like thinking. You're like, man, what if outside the simulation there was no nutting?
yeah,
Like,
like I don't know. Or like, I guess a better answer would probably be like somebody you love. or
Yeah, that's
something,
a-
but
yeah.
like I don't know. I was just gonna ask you guys like what would be the one thing that would keep you
I feel like
yeah.
like if you had lived long enough and like have a full on like it has to be like family shit or something like that that like keeps you around, like your life is like good and it's like it's not like it's a fucky simulation. It's just like a different like a second life kind of simulation.
Yeah, I mean, because by leaving the simulation, essentially you're dying unless you can come back to the simulation.
And it's kind of, well, yeah, essentially
Because
you
if
are
you-
dying. That's true.
Yeah, but if you can come back and just keep going back and forth, like if you figure out
Yeah.
a way to go back and forth.
But so
Yeah, I
does
guess,
your
like, if you-
progress save?
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
I guess the idea would be that like you're
Leaving entirely.
Permanently?
Yeah, like because I mean like the question kind of implies like you want like it's better to leave the simulation and you can't come back
Okay.
because it's like the question is like what is one thing that would keep you here? So it's
Right.
like you're kind of saying like
Hmm.
it's like an obvious choice to leave, but
Yeah.
like what would actually make you not leave?
Well, you got to think too, like what if you're like you jump out of the simulation and you're 80 years old and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck. I mean, it might be better technically in the situation that you're putting out. Like, oh, it's a better life, but now you're 80 years old.
Yeah.
And like you've already lived or you've been in the fucking tube for 80 years, and then in the simulation you're 40, and then you just left behind your entire life. So I don't know, because God, I'm trying to think of like I think it would be really hard for people to leave the simulation, to be honest, because
Are the servers run by Nintendo? Is there crossplay?
what would it crossplay with?
Dude, if this simulation was run on Nintendo servers, none of us would be
no,
here
look,
right now.
this is what we would do. We'd be like, so then then after, and then like we would crash, and then we'd be out. Like,
And that was our Nintendo Direct.
do fucking put a switch like sound effect
We'd
on
probably
it.
all know Japanese by default.
Oh yeah.
somewhere
Yeah,
in our
I mean,
coding.
like you download the thing. If it's just like the Matrix, you're like, oh, I know kung fu.
I've
Like,
actually never seen the
And we can
Matrix.
switch regions.
really?
Yeah.
You haven't seen the Matrix?
No.
You really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's something we got to do. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But,
something I would be down to watch. It seems cool, but
yeah.
I just never.
I know
have.
the first one's pretty cool, and then the second, oh fuck, I haven't seen them for so long.
The second one's okay.
Yeah, and then the third one is Reloaded. No, that's the second one.
Yeah. The second
And
one's
then
reloaded.
what's the third one?
is
Revelation.
yeah, Revelation.
Okay. Is it? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
What was I saying?
All I know is I really like them all.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're like kung fu mixed with sci-fi mixed with like some like high IQ shit. Like,
Yeah.
or what is it called? Oh, it's called. It has a term for like whatever. But what I was saying, like, I feel like it would be hard for people to like leave the simulation. Just thinking about like now, if you asked anybody, like, I feel like even that question or the answers that they give is going to be like, no, like for the majority, like, especially if you had a life that was pretty solid. Like, I don't think people have the like the willpower or like that stuff to like say I'm leaving this life behind to start a brand new life practically.
Yeah.
But what if in the simulation, in your simulation's dreams, it was actually you plugged out? So so like your main life that you would think is your real one is a simulation. But when you go to sleep in the simulation and dream, that's actually you unplugging and going to that. But you think it's a dream because it's a simulation.
Right.
But you don't know this.
Yeah, I don't know. I've actually, well, you guys know I fucking like read a lot about different shit like this, and I remember I read some shit one time about it was like a neuroscience book, I think, and they were talking about, they were kind of talking about that. They were talking about like the fact that like something to do with consciousness, and that like if you like kind of like when you look into it, you're kind of like your brain is constructing reality like all the time, and your brain constructs reality inside dreams, but we all prioritize this reality over that one.
Yeah.
And like I don't remember. I mean, obviously the book like went way more into depth and like actually had like valuable insight and stuff into it, but like I just remember reading it and being like I don't know, I feel like a lot of times people talk about stuff like this, but they don't really like give it like a fair shake.
Like they don't go deep enough into the layers of it to like actually break it down.
Yeah, or like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like one thing is they just don't know enough about it or don't go deep enough or whatever. But also like, I feel like a lot of people just talk about it and they're just like, oh, whatever, that's stupid. Like, it's a waste of time to think about or anything like that. Or like, it's just, since science doesn't already know the answer, it's like, oh, it's, you know.
What's the point?
It's a pseudoscience, like it's not pseudoscience, but like it's like hokey because, well, we don't have an answer, and so you're just kind of speculating and like whatever, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like especially the simulation question, like as we started talking about it, I was like, you know, like this is actually a really good question for like that I think a lot of people could get value from if they actually thought about it.
Yeah, if they I mean, even spending like 10 minutes to like speak with like a group of people and like get some differing opinions and like actually, you know, analyze some shit and be like, well, I mean, in this situation, like, yeah.
I think we we were coming up on a point, like we were dancing around the idea that like it's actually better to not leave the simulation. Yeah. Which like, so even if the simulation isn't real, and life isn't a simulation and this is all just reality, that actually speaks volumes about what one's perspective on life maybe should be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we're kind of implying, like we're kind of dancing around the idea that like life is inherently good and valuable, or that, you know, you shouldn't just give it away.
I'll be right back.
So, what's up, John?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's definitely interesting. It's really, I would be interested to see like getting like a big room of people, like of like definitely like different thinking, and like get them all on that same topic and just see like how far the spectrum is basically. Yeah. And like the thinking on that topic. Yeah. Because you get a bunch of people of different thinking and different ways that they were raised or whatever, and they could have like a completely different outlook on like that kind of a question. So, absolutely, I think it would be freaking awesome to see like what, and maybe it, because like something like that could even help somebody maybe. Yeah. In a way.
Definitely.
Give them some light to their life, you know?
Yeah. I think it's like, it's a hard thing. Like, especially like a lot of people, I feel like it's kind of a meme nowadays for people to just be like, oh, kill me, I want to die, whatever. Like, people say that all the time, and it's like, I don't know. I think people don't think about that enough, and they just say it, and then they're just like, you know, talking about dying a lot. And it's like, well, like, do you really want to die? Like, right. You know? It's just interesting, because like when we were talking about it, it was just kind of like, at a certain point, I just like, it hit my ear a certain way, and I was like, oh, like we kind of are just saying that like life isn't bad. And, like you shouldn't die. It's like, I don't know, kind of interesting, I guess.
And something that's cool, I know that you haven't seen the Matrix movies, but something that's cool about the Matrix movies that they kind of do is in the simulation for Neo, he has like an amazing life. Like he is the one, like he is like the chosen one. And granted, I think there's a war that's like going on inside the simulation, and there's also a war in the real life. Like every time he gets unplugged, there's like these fucking like squid robot things that are fucking trying to attack them and shit. And so like there's two wars happening, and but in the real world, he's like a fucking normal dude, just whatever. And then in the simulation, he's like a fucking badass. Like he's the chosen one, like in the simulation. But he chooses to go back and forth, and like I don't know. I think it's cool, like the way that they do it and stuff.
You know, that's an interesting concept for sure.
And it kind of relates to like how we were talking about the simulation and stuff.
Right. Does he like retain what he experiences in the simulation? Oh,
sorry about that. That was Tanner. So
yeah, it's not like a dream for him. He knows exactly.
You talked about the plot.
Yeah, that's kind of like it sounds like Assassin's Creed kind of. How like Ezio like goes into the
it's definitely very similar to Assassin's Creed type stuff because he goes outside and it's Zion is the place where they're at, and like they're fighting the machines pretty much, kind of like Terminator, and
inside the simulation they're fighting like a virus basically.
Yeah, and it's like Agent Smith.
Yeah,
that's like he like takes over. I don't know exactly what Agent Smith represents.
I don't know either.
In the movie,
I'm sure there's like a deeper lore.
Oh, 100%, 100%. There's some other like meanings to a lot of this stuff. Like I think obviously Neo is like analogous to is that the right phrase? Like to like Jesus and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I believe Zion is a religious thing in I don't know what cultures, but I believe so. And then, Neo is the one, and he can do a lot of shit inside the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I just jumped in. I don't know what you guys were like.
We were just kind of talking about how like. Well,
I mentioned the fact that because it kind of touches on like what we were talking about like how like. Leaving the simulation might not be a bad idea, or like seeing the good in the simulation. And I thought it was interesting that we said that because of the way that like Neo is like a fucking badass, and like the one,
we're seeing
fucking simulation, and then in the real world he's kind of like
he's just a regular
nobody,
dude,
like a freaking regular dude, and like he has his own struggles out there, and he chooses to go back and forth. And
I think in one of the movies too, they seem to like play with the idea. I can't remember. I haven't seen them for a while, but I believe somewhere in the movies they hint towards that outside is also a simulation or something. The outside world is also a simulation.
I think from what I've heard of like certain people talking, like certain people that are into like simulation theory, like that actually are like scientists that are think about it. Like from what I can recall, I think a lot of them believe that like if there is a simulation, it is like a recursive simulation where there's like many simulations.
Yeah.
And that like
that, I mean that seems like a safety feature, honestly. To like let's just say the base simulation is like the Neo one. So that's like the base simulation. And on top of that, you layer other simulations. So just in case someone out of this bottom simulation, the first simulation, breaks out of it, then you have multiple simulations to cover your base and before anyone gets to the actual real world. So in terms of like if you're a corporation trying to do that kind of shit, you're trying to keep people inside the simulation for whatever reason in this hypothetical world.
Right.
So, like, I could see definitely multiple simulations being some kind of, like, security system for that.
It's really interesting, too, because, I don't know, maybe we should change topics. I feel like this is getting a little bit, like,
no, dude. No. We're in it. This is good. This is good.
It's like interesting because...
Adrian said Zion is Judaism.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to, like, just say it and be, like, wrong. But, yeah, that's what I thought. But...
Well, it's interesting though, because the idea that you can be trapped inside multiple simulations.
Yeah.
It's like really, I don't know. I'm just observing that.
I mean, it's kind of like when you play a fucking video game. Like,
Right.
if you play Doom Eternal, you can go and play Doom 1 inside Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
that's kind of in the same realm.
Yeah, and like you can run a VM inside a VM.
Yeah.
Like computer wise and stuff. You can run like a virtual machine on top of a virtual machine on top of a virtual machine. But no, it's just interesting that it's like when we talk about like, so if you live in a simulation, you know, all the way to like end simulations, like just however many simulations.
Yeah.
It's interesting that like when we talk about it, we kind of think of it like you're only living in one at a time. It's like interesting. I don't know if that's an artifact of like that we're conscious beings.
Yeah, and it can only we only
don't-
have so much that like we can only be in one place at one time.
Yeah, it's like
kind
I don't
of.
know if that means that consciousness is like us and we're just in whatever simulation we're in,
Yeah.
or that we just don't understand, like that we can't perceive the fact that we could live across multiple dimensions
yeah.
because we only understand how to live in our own consciousness.
Just the one that we can. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting. Which, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's only so much we can say on this before it's just like.
I don't know.
Are we just the Joe Rogan podcast right now?
Fuck it. Hey, that's the most popular one.
Yeah, that's true.
Spotify, hit us up.
Oh, we'll get there. All right. Well, I guess if we could change topics.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and like I've been watching a lot of fucking like music theory stuff, and like stuff in like people playing the pianos and looking at video game music and looking at like other music, seeing how plagiarized, but it's not really like people use certain stuff from harmonies or chords from these, and it's like almost the same, and then like. And I just like as I watch, I've always loved like music stuff. Like it's always been so cool. I just love listening to people being talented at fucking music. And like I just watch all these and I'm like, damn, I'm like super appreciative of anyone who can do like music stuff like you and Adrian and all that shit. I'm like, fuck, that's like really impressive to me. Like I've always liked musicals and all that shit. Anything, because it's just like you're watching someone like just have a skill that they're just like showing. I guess I just like people like showing skills that they have, like actually showing good, just being good at something. It's
Right.
very, very fun. I mean, that's like people watching Twitch streamers like be fucking good at games, and music people just playing music and shit. It's just super cool.
Yeah, it's
and
like satisfying.
yeah, and it's just like I don't know.
It's kind of like why people watch like people that are really good at like their profession or whatever. Like for instance, those rug cleaners and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
there's like a satisfying element to it, like a job well done. Like, you know, there's like I don't know.
Yeah, you get like
whenever someone's good at something, it's just like satisfying to
yeah, and I just go on the fucking
watch or be around.
cycle of just watching another video and just seeing how the music is structured and like the different ones to show a different genre and everything like that. Like I know you know about this, Austin. Like, but like I don't know. I feel like I just was like I just want to shout out everyone who can like do a good skill. Like
yeah.
Fucking. Has it, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that that's a really important part of like being a person.
Yeah.
Is like in like watching other people do really well and like enjoying it. Like, I think that's important because like basically what you're saying is like, I like when people are really good at things, and it's like, you know, it's good to be good at things. Like I want to be good at things. You know what I mean? Like I just think that's a good thing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you're not like appreciating other people's work, they're not going to continue their. I mean, they could. They definitely can. They definitely do.
Yeah.
But sometimes it shuts down people who have the potential to make something really great. And when you shut them down early and you say you don't appreciate their work or something, like a young child like drawing something per se, and then they have a start obviously, and they're a child, and like they draw something that's like pretty good, And like if you don't give
they
them
could,
like
throw it away completely.
yeah, if like someone that they looked up to comes over and is like doesn't really give the right amount of appreciation, they could be like, well, I guess it's not working out for me, and then fucking give it up, even though they could be a really good fucking artist in the future. Yeah. Same thing with music, same thing with fucking I get video game, anything
that someone's like passionate about.
Exactly. Like I fucking hate when someone like shuts down people's passions. Like it fucking sucks because you're stifling the entire everybody. Like we all live in the fucking world. We live with other people, and we need to appreciate the other people in our place, because I'd rather have live with people who are their best selves than fucking have a bunch of shitty ass people not doing what they want to do, not being happy at something, and just grinding shit because that's just how it is, or some shit like that. Like
like what you just said is kind of like, I guess kind of what I was like thinking or like trying to say earlier, is that like it's good when you like do what you're saying, because then like you said, if you like people that are good at things, like if you celebrate people being good at things, and then everybody gets really good at
and
things,
they just get better.
Everybody gets better.
Like,
together.
It brings everyone up, because then then those people will be like, oh, let me appreciate some of the stuff that you do, and it's just a cycle of like the empathy or whatever to just like actually understand how other people feel about the things that they're doing, and then like they can even teach you about those things too, and you can learn those skills, and you can maybe not be the best at it, but you still have the knowledge and the fucking at least part of the skills to do something, and then you can add it all up, and then you can do another cool thing with all of your stuff put together. And it's just like I feel like that's really not appreciated now. I don't see many people like doing a lot of stuff. Like majority of stuff I see nowadays on like social media or stuff like that is very like negative, and like it's like, sure, negative criticism is fine for some aspects of life. Obviously there needs to be criticism, otherwise.
And sometimes it's necessary for constructive reasons.
Exactly.
And stuff like that, but
you can't just like, oh, someone completely destroyed something and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to be super easy on them. Like you have to have something. You got to give them a little bit of something. Mm-hmm. There's like always, you have to learn that there's some sort of consequence to something. You can't be like, oh, no consequences to anything.
Yeah. And you're also like filtering through their motivations. Cause like if somebody's motivation is just to be like praised or just to get attention,
exactly,
like then
you don't want to
just
reward
gonna keep doing stuff even though they're bad.
Exactly.
But if you're like, that wasn't great, do better next time, then like they're not gonna do it again if they're just doing it for like the praise. But if someone they actually care about it, they're gonna do it again, and then
if someone takes the criticism into themselves and is like, oh, okay, that's a good point, let me do something a little bit different for my next project or anything like that, that's actually productive in moving someone forward in their life. And like I feel like people either like don't fucking do this, like you fucking suck, like shit like that, or they're like, you shouldn't be, like the far opposite side is like too fucking babying people, and there's like people don't like to meet in the middle. It seems like people don't like to meet in the middle with anything anymore. I mean, that's big generalization, but just in general, like the big things I see, just in general, I see more of extremes rather than meeting in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to do the extreme because you don't have to think about it.
No, you just pick. You go,
look at something and be like, all right, I'll just do that, instead of like actually thinking about it or using like critical thinking
and trying to find the best mix or solution to whatever problem is there. Yeah. So what like you guys been on any YouTube bitches for anything like specific? Any kind of Yeah. I told you guys about the fishing channel. Oh yeah, the fishing channel.
Yeah.
That stuff is super cool because I love the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, that's part of the stuff of like the skill.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great skill.
Yeah,
for sure,
dude. Yeah, we should definitely go fishing. I haven't gone fishing in like years.
Yeah,
like I don't know how long. Like maybe
It's been at least 2 for me.
It's been like
Yeah.
5 or 7.
I think.
Unfortunately, now we're all at an age where we need to get fishing licenses and stuff
You're
like
right.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
See, I went in 2019. I think it was 2019. And I went one time that year, didn't catch any fish, and then lost my catch record, my catch card or whatever it's called. And it's $100 fine.
Oh,
When you
fuck.
even if you don't catch anything, you just have to turn it in so that the fish and game department or whatever knows, like, you know,
You lost it or whatever.
yeah, like they know what everybody caught, and you know they keep track
Yeah.
of everything and all that. So like, even if you don't catch anything, you have to report it.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my card, and then I forgot about it because I only went like once that year. So I want to go this year. I'm trying to go hopefully a couple of times.
What's the time frame? Like soon?
For what do you mean? Like when I
Whatever you want to do.
I'm trying to go like at least. I hopefully want to go at least twice, like this summer,
Yeah.
to do some stuff. Like
How-
I don't really know.
How much experience you guys got in fishing?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
You
I used
got-
to go a lot as a kid.
every day. You're
Yeah.
like fucking. Let's go.
We used to go like
I'm
every
catching dinner every night. Like.
every fishing season. We used to go like as many times as my dad could possibly, get us to go out, which it was a
all
lot.
the time.
Yeah, all the time.
I
We were just constantly going fishing.
Mhm.
You probably have a good deal more experience than me, I would guess, because like I went quite a few times, especially with my grandparents, I guess.
Mhm.
But like my whole family, my whole dad's side of the family was all like hunter, fishermen, like
They all lived
outdoorsy.
in caves.
I think my uncle lived in like off the land for like 6 months.
Oh,
Damn.
what?
Like he was a hardcore Boy Scout. Like,
Yeah.
and I think I think it was like his graduation from like Boy Scouts or Eagle Scouts. I don't even know. My dad told me about it one time and was just like, yeah, I don't remember all the details, man. It was like 30 years ago. And I was like, all right, fair enough, whatever. but yeah, so like they're all like that whole side of my family is very like hunting, fishing, all that type of stuff. And so like I went quite a bit when I was a kid. I learned quite a bit, but like I don't have as much experience.
Sure.
Like I don't have very much experience. Like I haven't caught a fish in like probably 10 years.
Mhm.
I've been fishing, but like when I went in 2019, we went to this little creek over by you guys know where like Green River is?
Maybe.
It's like it's pretty much like directly west or east. Sorry. It's pretty much
more
directly
west
east of here.
in
yeah.
the water.
Yeah, it's just in the Puget Sound. I just dove down there. No,
Caught some
it's
octopuses.
like pretty much directly east of here. Like not too far. It's like
trying to
past-
think because I might have been, but
Yeah. But yeah, so there was like just this little creek, and we went, and it was like a little bit too late in the year, I think, and the
Mhm.
salmon were like trying to get upstream to lay their
Mate.
eggs and stuff, and like we saw big ass fish in this small ass little creek.
yeah, but they're all dying.
Well, yeah, they're shedding weight so they can jump up the stream.
Yeah.
And so I literally had my bait. I had it literally touching its
And-
mouth. It was right in front of
And
me.
it said no.
If it was like a survival situation and I had to eat, I literally would have just stepped in and scooped it out of the water.
Yeah.
Like it was just sitting there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like bite this fucking bait, like seriously. But it didn't want to eat because it was trying to get lighter and like jump up.
Yeah,
the
I was
stream.
trying to fuck.
So yeah, it was just like fuck that. I'm not trying to eat. I'm trying to
Smash.
die. I'm just trying to fucking die. So I didn't catch anything that year.
Yeah.
Because they were all doing that. So I want to go out a little bit earlier this year. Hopefully, I think we went out in like I think it was like the very beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think you can definitely still fish. It would just we need to fish for something else or like in a
Yeah.
different place. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing though, so I don't have much like the fishing experience, but I've gone crabbing a bunch. I've gone squidding a good amount of times.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, well, it's usually off the docks or like I remember this one time my uncle went out on a boat. He came back with a shark,
Damn.
like a fucking shark, like about this big or something like that. It's a little shark, and I think we put it in the freezer and we had it.
Fuck.
I don't know if I ate it because I was a child. I
Right.
was like, oh, it's a shark.
You'll eat
It's
a shark.
I can totally imagine somebody putting something in front of you and be like, "You want this?" And you're like, "It's a shark." Okay.
Yeah, like
We don't eat the
what
sharks.
else would you do? Like if you're an 8-year-old, like obviously you'd be like, oh my god, it's a shark. But like I'm pretty sure it was in the fridge, and I was like, I'm like it's a shark. Like
No, I feel you though, because
Yeah.
like I would probably be like.
I always remember that. I think we have a picture of it or something somewhere. But yeah, I remember he got back with the shark. A lot of the times when I've gone fishing off the docks or whatever, I would get those fucking sun starfish with like 18 million legs. The heaviest shit, at least for 10-year-old me, 8-year-old me, or whatever.
Yeah, I've been like regular fishing. Like we've done like trolling in a boat. I've gone fishing off of a kayak, which is my personal favorite because you can get into like really good spots that boats can't really get. And then I've been crabbing, and that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I've gone clam
digging.
Yeah, clam digging.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of that too. I think I did, like when you dig for mussels and shit. You go on the beach.
I only like it with the clam gun. I'm only
gun?
good with the clam gun.
Dude,
I've tried it with the little shovel, and I
do it with my bare fucking hands, like a maniac, dude. That's my Hawaiian blood right there. No, yeah, I've done mussel digging and stuff. Like you'd see on the sand, you find the bubbles or whatever, and you fucking whoosh, and you
Low
like,
tide.
oh, there you are, bitch, and then you whoosh, grab them.
Do you guys have very much like a camping experience or like?
I've gone camping a good amount of times.
Like, what do you call it? What do they call that?
We should go crabbing and fishing all at the same time. Just a side thing, because I know that shit. But go ahead.
Down.
Yeah.
I just meant like so. I can't remember what the word is for it, but there's like bougie camping where you like go out with like
You bring your RV.
Yeah,
And you
like,
go.
and then
I've
there's
done-
like
Let's go
camping tent where
outside,
you're, like,
and then you're
you're
inside.
in a tent and you have like nothing.
Yeah.
And you like build a fire.
Yeah.
I've done all of the
I've done
above.
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I personally like not having like the bougie,
Yeah.
the nice, like sometimes.
I think
'cause
for me,
someti-
it just depends. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it just depends, like what you're feeling.
sometimes it's nice because sometimes it depends on like what you're doing or what
Hey,
you have planned for the trip. But
The best option is to have just both on site, so you can be like, okay, let's sleep in the tent tonight.
Yep.
And then you're like, no, I don't feel it. And then you get inside the
Yep.
RV, and you're like, oh yeah, there we go. And then you
I'm
switch
getting
off.
eaten up by mosquitoes. I need to go in the trailer.
One of the fucking right after senior year or something like that. Either there was a little vacation or whatever. We went to I don't know, close to Oregon, I think, somewhere. My senior class, or not all of them, but like it was like me, Kavir, Haley, like who else was there? A couple other people from my senior class, and we went camping, like straight up, like with the tents and stuff. I had my truck, not this truck, but I used my grandfather's truck. And we got shit, and then we had to put together little grills and everything. And I remember one of the nights, we fucking took all our sleeping bags and shit and went on the beach and slept on the beach, just out in the open, and it was pretty cool.
Where did you say that was?
Somewhere close to like down south. I'm not sure exactly where, but there was like a little beach inlet. I don't know, outlet, inlet, whatever. And then there was like a big like cliffside, and then there was another this is where the cars would sit, and there was like a camping ground too. So I don't remember where it was.
Here's a good question.
What's
Do you
up?
guys, on the topic of like camping and all
Yeah.
that stuff, do you guys think if you got left out in the woods with minimal like survival situation,
Anything?
just minimal, like maybe
What-
three,
what's the-
three
what
items,
stuff?
3 items.
Yeah, but what stuff?
Like a knife of some sort.
Okay, like a sharp. Yeah.
Yeah, a sharp knife.
Yep.
And I don't know what would be a good other, because I don't want, like, I was gonna say book of matches and something else, but like I feel like matches might be a little bit. Flint and steel.
Okay.
Flint and steel,
Yeah.
a knife.
We're going full Minecraft here.
Yeah. And what would be a good third one?
What mods do we get? No. I'm just
Yeah. what shaders?
Is this on peaceful?
Where's my creative? And you just
What
start
would-
flying around. Go
What
ahead.
would be a good third
The
one?
third one,
Maybe some bandages, just in case. Like,
some wraps.
yeah.
Some wraps.
Maybe like something to carry water in.
Fair.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
a canteen.
Canteen or like a.
Okay, maybe for the third item, you get to choose between medical shit and a canteen.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you guys were left with like those like
yeah
survival situation,
Yep.
do you guys think you
what
guys
was number
would do?
2?
Flint and steel.
Oh, right. Okay,
like where?
Start
Okay,
a fire.
here's an important question: where are we left? Like what environment?
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific
But, like,
Northwest.
how deep
Like,
into the shit? Like, are we
deep,
talking
like
Mount Rainier? Or are we
like
talking,
you're lost. Like
You're out
British
there.
Columbia, like deep in the forest.
Dude, so many people get fucking. A lot of the missing stuff is because people go into. I believe it's like the cave system stuff.
yeah.
Like a lot of people go into the cave system and just get fucking got lost. And they're
Yep.
gone. They're dead. Like. but-
Sorry, finish your
So
question.
yeah. Sorry.
But would you guys do good in a survival? Do you think that you would do good in a survival situation? Like, do you guys think that you would make it
Give me
for 60 days?
give me a second to think. Let's see. You can answer first. Me and Austin will take a second to think.
Because 60 days, I feel like is long enough that like if you did nothing, like you would fuck yourself and you'd probably die.
Oh,
and
if you
then,
did
like,
nothing, you'd be dead in like
2
a
weeks.
couple days.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh, yeah,
you gotta
yeah, a
get
couple
water.
days.
So like, if you don't, if
Okay,
you're
so
dropped
maybe-
in the
maybe a
middle
little
of
bit less.
nowhere
Maybe
and you
just
don't
1
do
month.
anything, like
maybe
you're
just
fucked.
30 days. 30 days.
Yeah.
60 days is a
Well,
lot.
because if you have the wherewithal, like if you have what it takes to like get water,
Mm-hmm.
get it, like be able to like purify it,
Mhm.
filter it somehow, whatever, and then you have some sense of how to like get some sort of food, and like you're smart enough not to eat like bad berries
Yeah,
and stuff that
not
are
an
gonna,
idiot.
like, poison you.
Yeah.
Or like
you
bad
could-
plants.
You could go pretty decent way with like a
With just the
little bit of-
basic
yeah,
shit.
like if you can just get a fire
Yeah.
started,
Yep.
you know,
Get that water
kill a
boiled and
squirrel
shit.
every a couple of days or something, you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
Just anything. yeah.
Somehow. Even
Yeah.
eat some bugs sometimes.
yeah,
like,
yeah, bugs big,
Yeah.
grub. Yeah, you could live off grubs for like
a while.
Yeah.
as long. I mean, 30
Probably
days, you
probably
could-
like a long.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
my first choice, but yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's definitely that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I'm slightly allergic to seafood.
To
but
bugs.
It's not enough to where I would like not fish if I was. 'Cause
Yeah.
it
If
would,
you were
like,
by
kill
some
me.
running water.
I'll feel very nauseous.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. It's
So,
it's stuff like that that like I think about a lot and like think about how maybe we take like shit for granted sometimes. Like,
Oh, dude, human
having,
race super
having
spoiled.
access to like stores and stuff. Like when we're hungry, we can just go and
Yeah.
whatever.
That's what happens when you're on the top of the food chain.
Yeah, that's
Th-
true.
yeah,
But-
that's something I thought a lot about like the last like a couple years ago. And then that's like one of the reasons like I wanted to start going fishing again and go out and do that type of stuff, and like why I went a couple years ago, because I was like, you know,
Let's get back in touch
like I
with
want to
nature.
remind myself that I know how to do this stuff,
Yeah.
because I go to the grocery store and I'm like, fuck man, somebody like, you know, if you go to the store and buy a steak, like somebody, I mean realistically somebody probably like farmed, you know,
Yeah,
like had a
just raised
farm and
it,
just
yeah,
killed it.
yeah.
But like
Killed
you know,
it.
the idea is that like somebody had to go out there and like get that food
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and then you're kind of like, oh man, like I kind of take it for granted, like it, you know, you could be in a situation where you don't have the luxury of like being
Anything,
given
yeah.
food.
Do you guys think you could kill like a big game? Like if you were in that survival situation and you were like you were trying to kill some big game, like I don't know what big game is out there, but like something big.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go for anything big.
I'm not saying if you would go for anything. I'm saying could you kill something big? Like would you know
I mean,
the correct way to
like-
get through and like do it with the tools at your disposal to actually get it?
Are we talking about like a deer?
No,
Or are we
like
talking
I'm
about, like,
I'm
a-
talking about. I was thinking like in my head that popped in like buffalo, bison type of
Mm.
deal.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't think I could do
You
that.
couldn't get it.
Just off my maybe after 60 days, if I was really hitting a stride, I was like, "Fuck it, we're out here, man.
We're killing them, dude.
I'm Bear Grylls.
I'm
about to
American
kill a
Dream.
buffalo," like,
Was it Manifest Destiny, bro?
no.
I think
I was about to make a super bad. Okay, never mind.
No, but like, isn't the process like you just bleed them out?
Yeah, but like, I feel like getting to the point where you could do enough damage to it to like get after it. Like, I feel like if I was in a situation, I don't know how I would tackle killing a buffalo or whatever on my own.
You wouldn't like see the way I'm thinking about it. Like, you fucking just sharpen big ass sticks.
Mhm.
And you lead them, and because obviously humans have like the endurance that beats all the other animals. Like that's like it's like a legitimate thing, right? Like that's what put us ahead of a lot of other stuff because we could
our
outrun them
intelligence.
forever. Well, that too, but like I know that the way our systems work, our bodies work is better for like long distance running stuff to outrun things and to make stuff super tired that wants to run away and fuck them up when they're pretty much like exhausted. So like you just get like a big ass stick and either try and use your intelligence and like sneak them to some trap, obviously, or like you just wear them out and fucking boom, you put a big ass stick into them and then get out of there and just keep tracking it, then follow it and then be bleeding out. That's the way that I was thinking you would take it down.
Yeah, those are kind of the two things I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But the thing, like, so for me, if I was thinking about doing that and I thought about the whole, like, stab it and follow it type method, first of all, it's like I feel like I wouldn't be able to get enough damage in. I would probably lose it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like, I just feel less confident in that approach. Like,
Your
I would probably
tracking
go for
skills.
it. If I was out there, I would, like, you know, if I got to do it, I'd go for it. The
You
other
fucking
thing is
throw
the
that
traps.
spear.
Like, I was thinking, like, okay, a deer, I might, like, make some, like, cord out of...
to trip it?
Out of... yeah, like fibers and stuff,
Yeah.
and then like tie it around rocks and maybe throw it at the deer's feet or something.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Oh,
shit
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, what are those? Bolos?
Yeah,
Bolo,
bolus.
Yeah.
I was thinking some shit like that. Because realistically, I think if it was a big game and I like got close enough to it to stab it, I would probably like get an arm broken or something. Like it's a high risk, high reward scenario.
Yeah.
And then like with the traps, I feel like to get something big like that, you have to have a pretty good fucking trap.
Sure. You have to
And-
like, have like a pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just cut down a tree onto it.
That'd be fucking crazy,
You're
dude.
like-
You're like, I'm the greatest wood chopper in the world. I'm the best lumberjack. Like, I can cut down
fucking
trees in 2
villager, bro.
seconds. You just fucking, the buffalo, all of them, the herd's just sitting there, and you're just like, all right, I'm going to kill it. Watch this. Bah, bah, 2 hits, and it's gone. The tree's gone. Like, that'd be nuts. That'd be, hey, no, wait, you're right. You could weaken a tree, and fucking, when they get close, boom, you have it like set, so you have the little wedge ready,
Oh yeah.
and you just fucking run by, pa,
Deliver
and then-
the final blow.
yeah, and then the tree will fall down. Buffalo's not gonna know shit. It's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Buffalo's not gonna know shit.
It's not. It's
Buffalo
not.
ain't no shit.
It's gonna get hit by the tree. Obviously, you're gonna have to put it out of its misery. It's just gonna be paralyzed unless
Yeah.
you crushed its skull.
Yeah.
But even then,
If you got a headshot with a tree,
if
you're
you
doing
got a
pretty good.
fucking
You're doing
headshot with a
pretty
tree,
good.
you're a god. You're a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, your original question was like how long we would last, or if we could survive for 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you be able to survive?
I
30
think
days?
that I would probably. So
I've
I
always thought about doing this for real and
Uh-huh.
like testing myself.
All right,
But
we're
then
dropping
I'm-
you off in the forest.
Then I'm
next
like,
week.
yeah,
I really don't want to do
You
it.
don't want
I
to do
think-
it. Yeah.
No.
That's, yeah.
that if we like,
Sounds
so
like a huge waste of time, especially like 30
It is a
days.
huge waste of time.
Just
It
to come back
is.
and be like, yeah, I fucking did it, and now I
Everyone's
have to go
like,
back to
wow,
work.
that's cool, dude.
Yeah,
like,
like-
this guy's a fucking freak.
Yeah,
Like,
what the fuck? You know,
No.
there's Safeway just down the road. Like,
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like, well, no, I don't know, but
Like-
yeah, I think like if so, like doing what we're talking about doing, like maybe in a month or so, you know, like that. Like I feel like okay, so like if we all just went like backpacking, like we all like
Yeah.
threw some shit together, went out together, hiked up to like I don't know one of those lakes up there in the mountains, kind of near us,
yeah.
something like that.
For like
You know,
how
I
long?
think
It was like a weekend.
just like maybe a weekend,
Yeah.
a day or two, maybe.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, okay,
just
yeah,
a couple days, whatever, a weekend. But I still feel like in that, like, okay, depending on how you do there, you have a pretty good idea of like how well you would do over a long period of
Right,
time. Because
yeah.
you're kind of like in that scenario, like, yeah, you're gonna bring stuff with you to make it easier, but like,
you're still kind of in the elements.
yeah, like you have to make a fire to cook your food.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you have to be able to filter your water, even if you're bringing like a water filter of some sort or
100%,
something, you know,
yeah.
or like, catch fish maybe and eat them, or like stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty decent indicator of like, if you would how you would do over 30 days. Because if
That's
you can do it
fair.
for 3,
It's like a taster. That's just like a little. Yeah, like your little example to yourself. You're like, oh, okay, in 3 days I made a fire. I was able to drink water. Like, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I think we could do it.
Yeah.
I think we could do it. Like, we're not stupid.
yeah.
Oh, like in a group scenario,
Maybe.
we could definitely do
In a
it.
group scenario,
yeah,
we
Group scenario, we got it.
we'd kill that
be
buffalo.
memeing.
Yeah.
We would
Oh,
kill that
we'd kill the
buffalo.
buffalo.
We'd
Yeah.
kill the buffalo.
But I think my real answer to your question is like, I think I could do it, yeah. But
Mhm.
I also feel like I may or may not. I guess I just don't know how realistic my expectations of myself are. Like, I think I could survive.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well
You wouldn't
I
like
would
be
do.
really.
Maybe I would do great though.
You'd
Because,
have
like,
a full ass like.
I definitely-
leaves and sticks
Yeah.
house like.
like I think I could definitely figure it out. I just don't have like kind of like you were saying, like how you said, like sometimes you just want to go out and do it
Yeah.
to like see what would happen. And it's like I kind of feel the same way as far as like I think I could definitely do it all and I could do great, but I've never done it. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
How do you know?
That's what
Like,
happens. You watch the shows and you're like, I might be
Yeah.
able to do that. Like,
But that's the other thing that I was gonna say. Like my initial answer to your question was like, I know I would do a hell of a lot better than a hell of a lot of people.
oh yeah, yeah,
'Cause,
for
like,
sure.
You know, like I said, my whole dad's side of my family was like all about like survival and hunting and fishing and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, so
like,
you'd be a
I knew
disappointment
how
if you
to-
couldn't do it. Like,
Yeah, kind of. Like I know
I'm
about
just
like cardinal directions and how to find your way around. Like where are you gonna go? Like, okay, you're stuck somewhere. What do you do? Like, how do you build a fire? You know, like just different stuff like that. That's like, I don't know. I think of it almost as like common sense stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not common sense. It's like it's just like survival instinct stuff. You know.
mhm.
But yeah, I don't know.
You do know what it's about, Adrian. Yeah, playing New Vegas on hard court's the same.
Yep.
It's
same thing.
exactly
Oh,
the
yeah.
same. Like you kill the big horners in there, if you can drop trees on them.
Yep.
Dude, people are popping fucking fireworks. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even 4th of July. Like, it's 3rd of July. This is not the holiday. I'm sorry to tell you guys this, but America is not independent yet. Like,
Oh God, China?
no, but yeah, I think we could do it. Like,
yeah.
Individually, I think we could do it.
Yeah, I think I could do it.
I think I would have the hardest time out of the people here,
Mm.
but I think I could figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I have the knowledge of the stuff that's there, so
Yeah.
I mean I could figure it out. Hopefully,
Yeah.
doesn't mean I would want to do it,
No.
but
No. Yeah. I definitely wouldn't want to be like.
unless I was getting paid, if someone was like, all right, do it for
Oh, do you guys think Adrian just asked, do you guys
Adrian, no,
Adrian, what do you think? What do
Adrian-
you think you could do, Adrian?
Where do you
Adrian.
personally
Yeah,
think,
go ahead.
Adrian?
let's hear it.
Yeah.
We're looking
Or
at
anybody
the chat.
else in the
we're,
chat.
We're all looking at
Yeah,
the
anyone
chat.
in the chat,
you think you
fucking
could
chime in.
survive?
Yeah, do you guys
Go ahead.
He asked if we think he could survive. Let's go down the list. Austin, yes or no?
I
Just
think
simple answer.
I feel like Adrian's a wild card, dude. Like
Yeah,
I
I
feel
agree.
like
So both of you say yes.
I feel like we kind of underestimate him.
I
Like I feel
think-
like he might just like he said, he'd tear it up. I feel like maybe
Here's the
he'd
thing.
surprise us.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You do need some physical ability out in the wilderness. That's like the base.
But I do think he has the intelligence.
No,
to,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Figure out how
I'm-
to
yeah,
like,
I'm
get
not-
the fire going and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that might be more important because, like, I know he fishes with his dad and stuff. So, like, I think he might have somewhat of an idea. You know, more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
As
Oh
to,
yeah,
like,
for
how
sure.
to
I agree
fish.
with that.
So that's why I think maybe yes would be my answer.
Yeah.
At least I would hope so. You know, like
I feel like
I don't know. Maybe you
Adrian
guys
would
are
be the one
swaying
to-
me. I might have to say yes too. He might. Yeah, you're right. He might be wild card.
it also
status.
depends. Like, okay, I think any of us, if we're out there with a knife, flint and steel, and water,
What about in
or
the?
whatever,
Yeah.
and a bear shows up,
Yeah, we're fucked. I'm not killing the
That's
bear. I
rough,
can't drop the
dude.
tree on the bear. Like
Yeah.
that's not happening. Bear's not gonna let me cut that bitch down. What about in like a different environment, like the tropical, like an island,
Ooh.
like an island?
Oh, you're
Island,
shit like
maybe.
like a Castaway,
yeah.
a Castaway
Some
type
Wilson
situation.
type
Yeah,
shit.
some Wilson. So you have something to rely on, like maybe there is shit washing up on the beach every day.
No. I just island in general, not castaway status. Just like
Well, I mean, but that's realistic though, because there's so much shit in the
that's
ocean.
true.
That, like,
You're right about that. Like if you found some like plastic bottles, you could literally trim
Yeah.
that into like strands and stuff, and like make some real shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make some good netting.
you could potentially get a volleyball and have your own Wilson.
yeah.
was I gonna say? I feel like an island is closer to what we're talking about here than like a desert.
That's fair.
Fuck a desert.
Yeah, no,
Desert,
fuck. Yeah, no.
desert.
Or
could-
like ocean,
I'd die.
open ocean.
Just no.
Fuck
Oh
that,
no, I
dude.
could
Open
never
ocean,
do that.
I would drown
kill
myself.
myself.
Yeah,
I'd
I would-
kill
yeah.
myself because
There's no way.
I do not like the open ocean.
You'd have
I'd
salt.
be like,
how the
we're
fuck do
about
you,
to find out if this is a simulation.
dude? How the fuck do you
Yeah.
survive a goddamn ocean
No,
It's-
in the
you-
salt water?
Brutal.
Like, how the fuck do you do
'Cause
that?
One thing that people, I think, a lot of times don't realize is
Yeah.
that you can't just drink salt water.
No, you can't. You're
No,
dead.
and you have to purify it in a different way. Like you can't just boil it.
You have to like filter it a certain way where like the salt gets left behind, and you can actually.
dude, that's like
a
I think
bunch
the
of stuff
best
together.
way is to, I think you boil it and then collect the condensation.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then drink the condensation.
yeah.
that's like legitimately.
How are you supposed to do that? What do you
Yeah,
want?
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's like legitimately terrifying to me because like I'm picturing myself just like not on anything, just like floating, and I can't see any kind of landmass,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't know which direction to swim.
Oh yeah,
You're just
go
freaking
crazy.
out. Yeah,
Like,
your
yeah.
your mental state is
And
like
I would be,
"Gah."
I would be looking down and just seeing how dark the ocean
you
is.
see
and
some
shit.
fucking dolphins
Yeah.
go by.
I would
and shit.
just
You're like
fucking
stabbing.
no, I would not. I would not do okay.
Yeah.
I would have an immediate panic attack, and I would just.
Dude,
fucking,
you're telling me I can't even swim. So
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that would be even more terrible.
but like I don't understand.
I'd live for a little bit longer because I know how to swim. But like other
Yeah.
than that, I think even though I know how to swim, I would think I would just drown myself.
You'd be getting
just to put myself
sunburn.
out of my own misery.
You'd be getting
Yeah.
sunburn and shit. You'd be having to deal with waves and fucking
Yep.
all that.
Oh
Like,
god, if you got lost in the middle of like a tsunami,
dude, no, you're
Jesus.
dead.
Yeah,
There's
you're
no,
dead,
you're
yeah.
not lost in the tsunami. You're dead in the
Yeah.
tsunami. Like,
fuck.
no, how
The
do
ocean is
people have
fucking
survived?
terrifying.
People have survived on the open ocean though. Like, I have to look at those stories because I wonder.
Yeah,
I
like,
have to know why. How?
Well,
Like, did you guys hear about? This is pretty recent. 2 days ago or a day ago.
Yeah.
737 cargo plane crashed.
Yeah,
4 miles off the
headshot a
coast.
shark.
A cargo plane crashed like 4 miles off the coast of Hawaii.
yeah.
And
Oh,
there was,
really?
There was two pilots, and they I don't think they were in the water very long, but
Mhm.
they survived on the open. They were found on the open ocean in the middle of the night,
Dude, that's so
like
scary.
the middle in the. Dude, picture that,
Dude, oh,
No.
You're
I don't want
plummeting.
I don't want to.
You're both because they said in the report both engines failed on the plane.
God damn.
And they when the first engine went, they already started to turn back to Honolulu. I think
They
it was
were like, "Nah,
Honolulu.
fuck
yeah.
it. We
they
gotta
were
get
like,
back."
something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, we're going back.
Mm-hmm.
They were the only two people on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking tower was slow to respond.
They were
By the
fucking-
time that they responded to their like basically
They
a
were
mayday, they were already crashed.
Fuck.
Oh my.
So in their minds,
Dude, I would've
they
been pissed.
radioed a tower. Hey, we just lost our first engine. We're circling back to Honolulu.
Yeah,
is
we're
there-
crashing.
They were literally like, "Is there a closer airport that we can fucking land at?"
Mhm.
And radio silence.
Oh my.
And they
goodness.
fucking radio the tower like multiple times, and then it's radio silence, and they go fucking down. They don't
Jesus
know
Christ.
if someone's coming, if like Coast Guard knows, like nothing. And they're plummeting into dark. Dude, I've seen
Oh,
through the windshield of a
Dude.
fucking airplane.
at
Fuck,
night. Yeah.
fuck that. Because in the ocean's dark at night.
Yeah, it's
So
like
you're-
pitch black.
Yeah, you're just plummeting. You don't know when you're gonna hit the water.
Oh my god.
You just fucking-
Dude.
Oh god, dude.
That is horror nightmare fuel
Yeah.
shit right there. Dude,
And they're still probably going like, fuck, like couple hundred miles, like 100 miles an hour or something into
Yeah.
the ocean in a big fucking aircraft.
fucking terrifying.
They had hazmat on board, like, fuck.
Jesus Christ. Dude, oh, that reminds me of the dude who got found in the wreckage of the ship, like underwater, where there was an air pocket.
Oh
Some divers went
I
down.
heard about that.
Yeah, there was a ship or something that went down, and like they found bodies and like whoever else, like, and they were like, oh, okay, no one else is here. So they went down and they dove into the thing and like found an air pocket. There was a dude down there.
Yeah.
He's been down there for like a week or something like that. I don't know if it was a week, but it was a long ass time.
Yeah. He was down
More
there
than
for a
anyone
while.
should ever be there.
Yep.
And
he
like it was
fucking
pitch
lived.
black because it's underwater
Yep.
in a goddamn sunken ship.
Yep.
What would you do? You're in the water. You're fucking submerged.
Oh.
Or unless you found like a desk or something that was outside of the air pocket, and you're just like, close your fucking eyes and like do this shit all the time for until you die.
Yep.
Or until, dude, if you heard the water moving
Dude,
in the pitch black,
and
and
that has to be the best feeling to like be in a situation like that and then hear like someone that could save you.
I don't know. Well, okay, if you heard someone that could save you, sure. But like if you were in the water, in the darkness, you've been in there for 72 hours.
Oh yeah, and you start hearing
and you
shit,
hear
like,
the water start
like,
going, and then fucking someone grabs you, you're like, ah! You freak the fuck out.
just start beating the shit out of
Well,
someone.
I mean, but the divers probably have like lights on and stuff, so you'd probably be like,
That's
oh, I
fair.
can tell.
Yeah.
That's fair. Unless the divers were assholes and like, dude, let's.
Or you're asleep,
let's
and
turn-
then you just wake
Oh
up.
my
twice.
god! He comes out of the waters, like you're like, ah!
Is this hell? Oh shit!
Am I dead? Like, yeah, fuck those water situations.
Yeah.
Fuck those.
Yeah.
Desert situations. Fuck those.
That's why I can't believe. I believe one pilot from the situation that I just was talking about. One pilot went into critical care. He was helicoptered out and flown to critical care, and then the other one was like serious. It was.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. They were both.
I would assume they crashed a plane. So like,
They were both pretty fucked up.
yeah.
So. And apparently it was just too dark for them to like look at the debris and all that
And
shit.
find something.
Yeah, and so they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna look at it in the morning." And
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, it's so dark out there on those islands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I flew into Hawaii. I don't know. It was like probably 8 at night or something.
Mhm.
We go out there. We get our rental car and like go down. And it's like, we were on Kauai.
Yep.
And so we were, I don't know if you guys like have ever been there or like are familiar with it or
Mhm.
anything, but like you land like on the southeast side of the island kind of. And then so we were staying on like the southwest side kind of in Poipu, I guess. And there's like a road over there and it's so dark that we thought we were in like a hall or whatever, like a, like there were like embankments or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we drove back in the daylight, it was like an open plain with like,
Damn.
mountains in the distance.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit. Like it was so fucking dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are because each island, like you go back kind of like in 10. People like to
Yeah.
go, oh yeah, each island you go back 10 years in terms of like how much development is there.
Yeah. But
That's
I
actually
mean,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
even
Yeah.
in general though, there's like so little light pollution and stuff,
Mhm.
which is great actually. I mean, like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Fucking-
yeah,
fuck-
I mean, I love the Pacific Northwest.
Mhm.
And like it's I really want to go out like hopefully at least once or twice this year.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
And like get out there and like I would love to do like we don't have to do it our first time or whatever, like whatever, but I'd love to do like backpacking or camping or going somewhere a little bit more like remote. Cuz like the last time I went fishing it was kind of remote, but it was like pretty not remote, you know what I mean? Like we were out in the sticks, but it was like eventually we got there and then a couple hours later like other people showed up like a little bit down the road and it's
Mhm.
like we're not that far out
Super.
there, you know
Yeah,
what I
we're
mean?
not out in the fucking nowhere.
And like there were like beer cans and stuff around, so it's like obviously people go there, you
Yeah.
know? But I'd like to go somewhere like that one YouTube channel I was talking about. He goes out there and it's like there's nobody like within like square miles, like he's alone. But that's because he goes out to like where I was and then hikes for like a couple miles. or
God
whatever. And then
damn.
he's like, then you're kind of on your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun.
I agree.
Hell
That'd
yeah.
be pretty sick. We should definitely do that. We'll run it by everybody and we'll see.
Fuck
Yeah, I don't know who else do you guys think would want to go?
Tanner.
Tanner.
Tanner
would
would.
definitely go.
Tanner literally was talking to me yesterday about camping.
Yeah.
And then probably TJ. TJ is a Boy Scout or was.
Oh, there you go.
So like, or Eagle Scout. Sorry, that's like actually like important. I'm not being sarcastic. I know that sounded kind of sarcastic, but I'm being serious. Like that's a big accomplishment. Like I was saying, we tied it all together, full circle. Accomplishments of people, acknowledge it, and no, but
Damn, there
yeah,
you go.
TJ probably would if he had the time, obviously.
Mhm.
Maybe Nakoa. I don't know if he didn't give an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
can
we'll run it.
bring things along
Yeah.
to help him be more enthusiastic.
But yeah, so I think the moral of today is like appreciate people's skills. Simulations are fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the ocean.
Fuck
the ocean.
Definitely fuck the ocean.
Fuck the ocean.
The ocean.
So
hard. I'm out. Fuck that ocean.
Fuck the ocean, bro.
God
but
damn it, dude.
yeah, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.